Damn, light acting crazy and shit. Now I'm telling you, technology is trying to single-handedly discombobulate um trying to discombobulate the whole damn network. The first one I signed in the damn StreamYard, I was backstage twice, and I was like, why is this happening? Why is this taking place right now? Oh man.
You and you're streaming.
You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, it's like pot on your own time. Fuck that shit. Oh man. I saw this video earlier, and the first thing I thought was, oh, I gotta play this shit for bro to see what he think about this shit. And I kind of wish either Mojo or E or one of them was here, but let's get into it.
I ain't never good.
People that are really great at rapping are very limited when it comes to making music. That becomes such a big part of how you create. That's all they focus on. I have to spit the most intricate bars, the most metaphorical stuff, double entendres, and they focus so much on that, it loses the musicianship.
I agree.
Of it. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't know what you're saying. Shut up. So,
The dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like, to me, and I don't even know who that is. Like, maybe I'm tripping. Like, maybe he is a dope ass lyricist, and I just don't know it. Everybody that I've heard have that argument either doesn't know how to write a bar, like they're just out there spitting bullshit, or they go Lil Wayne style where they can rap their ass off and they're lyrical as fuck, but they ain't saying nothing.
Nothing.
Those are the only two types of people that I've ever heard have that argument where lyricism is a hindrance. You either can't do it or you can do it, but you don't know how to do it.
All I kept thinking to myself when he said that was, so what you're saying to me is that the success of somebody like Kendrick Lamar is a fluke. That's what you're saying. Because Kendrick Lamar is clearly one of the more lyrical rappers out. Yeah. You're saying that J. Cole's success is a fluke. The Ab-Soul's success is a fluke. That Nas's success is a fluke, is what you're saying. Now, if they had like one platinum album and then a bunch of 300,000, 400,000 albums, I might could agree with you, maybe. But I also feel that there's a large cross-section, or even hip-hoppers, that get the whole concept of lyrical wrong. And it's because, like, they'll say, and I hate this terminology. I hate the terminology lyrical miracle. Yeah. I hate it. But I only hate it because of what it's become. At a point, it was funny. It was like, ah. Now it's like one of the biggest insults that you can throw at an MC, like a person who really cares about what they write, because you're implying that there's no one way that I heard it explained, and I think it was Math Hoffa that said it, and after hearing your music you should stop talking, but he said lyrical miracle because they say this most fantastic shit, this over the top shit, but it's so disconnected from reality. And I'm like, my favorite lyricists talk about very real shit. Very real. Like Scarface is one of my favorite lyricists. You mean to tell me his shit is lyrical miracle, as you explain it? You know what I'm saying? You would call Redman or Method Man or Inspector Deck a lyrical miracle rapper? Like, I don't understand. Where do you draw the line?
If he was saying that lyrical miracle is a signifier for those people that are really good wordsmiths but bad writers, like, you know, so like you ain't saying shit but you're saying it real nice, like, to me that's lyrical miracle, because it's like, okay, you're lyrical, but it's a miracle that you got this track done. To me that's lyrical miracle, because it's like, okay, yeah, you can write your ass off but you got nothing to say. So there are plenty of artists that I could throw in that lyrical miracle like parameter. And funny enough, it's most of them that I would throw in that box that talk about being lyrical miracle and all that shit. And it's like, yep, you show is, because it's like Big Mama down in the South when she's so upset at you, but it's just bless your heart.
Bless your heart. If you like it, I love it.
Yeah, like it's that kind of stuff. Like,
yes,
like, that's what it comes off as to me. And yeah, that just means that you ain't writing shit. So this dude that's making that argument, he might be a dope lyricist, or he might be a dope wordsmith, but he ain't a lyricist. Because the lyricist is actually saying that shit.
Yes. Speaking of lyrical miracle, I want to say, because we did not review Treach's lyrical miracle mixtape on this podcast, and I'm not going to, but I will say, for those of you who are fans of Naughty by Nature, who have always waited for Treach to put out some solo work, go check it out. And if you want to hear someone else's opinion on it, our former co-host and still family, Mojo Barnes, recently did a live review of the Lyrical Miracle mixtape by Treach on, I think it was on TikTok. So check out Mojo Barnes' High Notes live review, Lyrical Miracle mixtape, and fuck all of that dumb shit y'all talking about. It, like, the thing, and this is the shit that pisses me off, and then we can stop it. But every time they try to describe the lyrical miracle rapper and try to rap like him, guess who it sounds like? Eminem. Every time. And I'm like, bro, if you want to just say Eminem, just say that. You don't got to do this whole lyrical miracle and blah, blah, blah. Just say what you want to say. Like, you're really creating a division that doesn't need to exist in hip-hop, because we already got enough separation between MCs and lyricists as it is. MCs, lyricists, rappers, trap rappers, and like all of these little subgenres that have been created. At the end of the day, it's still a matter of what your pen do or don't.
Yeah.
And then how you present that. So whether you are a top-tier lyricist and you make okay music, you're a top-tier lyricist and you make really good music, you are all right lyricist, but you make incredible records. It's a lot of y'all out there too. They make really good songs, but y'all can't rap for shit. Yeah, salute to you. But stop all this lyrical miracle bullshit and quit trying to put motherfuckers down because they can rap. Like, that's the crazy part to me. The fuck, ain't that what the fuck we supposed to be doing?
a true lyricist, like, there are times where they know I don't need that right now. Like, I'm just gonna say some very straightforward shit, and like, you might have a double or triple entendre that comes through as like a punch, and that's fine. But through a good portion of the track, you're telling them very plainly. Like, and there are plenty of Eminem tracks that are highly lyrical, and there are plenty of them that are just like, yo, like, I'm upset. I'm gonna kill this motherfucker. And it's like, that's okay. Like, you don't need to be highly lyrical to say you're about to kill a motherfucker. Trust me, I know. You might have to get creative if you talk about killing a bunch of motherfuckers. You might have to get creative in those kills sometimes, Jason style. But you don't always have to be like crazy lyrical about it. So yeah, like you know the true lyricist when you get one of those very simple tracks, but it's just as fire. Because it's like they still know how to write a track, but they don't need to lean on just being able to do quadruple entendres and like this crazy rhyme scheme. Like I don't need all of that. Like, they're dope when I utilize them, but I don't need to fall back on that to write a track.
No doubt. Hell yeah. I'll be laughing. It's this guy. I think I played it in the car when we was riding. This dude to be imitating Eminem. And I feel like if Eminem was doing, and it's just some regular everyday thing, and then he starts, there's a bunch of minutes, and I'd be like, yo, he's killing this shit, but y'all gotta stop fucking with him, man. Like, what the fuck? That's fucked up. Oh man. Shit, we got some more music to talk about. We're gonna get to that in just a little bit. A lot of new shit coming out the pipeline too. I've been hearing some whispers about some things. We ain't gonna talk about that tonight, but been hearing some whispers about some things that's coming. But shit, I already know what time it is, man. It's time for liftoff, nigga. Look up.
I'm flyer than everybody. You on cloud 9, higher than everybody. We stepping out on the town, we sliding every party. Shining extra guard, we flyer than everybody. Yeah, I'm flyer than everybody. You on cloud 9, higher than everybody.
Oops, I was looking for the weed. My bad. How y'all doing?
Damn, it's over.
I'm about to get it. I was like, oh shit, the song's in it. I'm sitting here thinking the whole record about the boy. But hey, how y'all doing, man? Welcome to the party. Pantha Politix Podcast. We are back in the building. Thank all of y'all who tapped in despite us dropping a day late last week. Thank you. Much appreciated. We back on track. Thank you for being here. I am Seven Da Pantha, aka the Carolina Hurricane Ridiculous Slang, aka your baby mama's favorite rapper, aka Pie Strickland, if you're getting the point. You already know. I got my co-D riding with me. Monster Elicit, what's going on with you, brother? How are you doing? How was your weekend? What is going on in the land of Elicit?
It was enlightening. Like, I had to like comb through all the bullshit to like figure things out. So I think I finally got the TikTok figured out. So just so everybody's aware, like, I'm crazy behind on Instagram and TikTok at this point because I wanted to examine analytics.
Okay.
The IG is a little bit further along than the TikTok, but I'm about to do like a 2-episode dump of on both platforms and then kind of start fresh, and then we'll have a different like posting schedule. But I just want to make sure that shit doesn't get buried and people can actually see the video. So I had to do a lot of that shit over the weekend, and then I had to do some design work because I'm an artist in many facets. And this motherfucker hit me up Friday and was like, yo, I got this design. He sends it to me. It's crazy intricate. And he's like, all right, so I need to redesign the whole motherfucking thing because the way he does it, like, I can't use it. So I got to redesign the whole thing. And he wants the heads of 2 characters replaced with people that he knows. And I'm like, okay. So that means that I have to animate like their features and then place them on there. And I do it, and he's like, nah, do this instead. I pulled it from AI. And I was like, for real? And it doesn't look as good, and it's not in the same animation style as the base that he sent me. So I do it because that's what he says he wants. I'm like, yo, this is it's your call, bro. So I get it all on there, and he sent I send it to him, and he's like, yeah, that's trash. And I was like, I told you it was gonna be. All right, do this instead. And I was like, didn't you say you needed this quick, motherfucker?
Yeah.
Like,
all of this.
It takes at least a day.
Yeah, this ain't adding up to quick, homie.
Yeah. So finally I got some shit down that he liked, but that means that I still had the rest of the design to work on. So I'm having to go through all that shit. And then I was building some shit for the network. I had a couple meetings today that were all right. But yeah, it's just been some bullshit. But I'm getting through it all and some good stuff coming from it.
Shit, that's good. Hell yeah. Because I mean, hell, with the way shit going right now, everybody needs some good shit.
Yeah.
Needs some good
but
shit
just,
to happen.
if you're supporting like local artists and you're supporting independent artists, that's dope. But like, let them do their job. Don't try and do their job. There's a reason that you went to them.
Yeah, because if you could do it yourself, you would have dodo birds. That, you know, never mind. I'm not gonna do it right now. I'm gonna be good.
There's a crazy amount of like social media pages from producers, from designers, from a gang of people that like they post about people that come to them and either want shit for free or they want to show up and tell this motherfucker how to do their job, and like that's what the whole social media platform is based on. And I can tell you that shit is hilarious because it is all 100% true.
Yeah, absolutely. Even as an MC, I can tell you that it's been. I can't tell you how many times people who never wrote a lyric in their life have tried to tell me something about how to write a song, and I was like, the one thing I'm never going to do is, saying not. I'm gonna listen at the very least. Who knows? You might not do this, but you might know something, just instinctively that I never thought of that might work. You know what I'm saying? And so I'll hear you out, but just know that when I give you that look, the look that, oh, okay. When I give you that one, you might as well stop. just stop talking, because I'm not listening anymore, because it's become apparent to me that you have no idea what you're talking about. And more importantly, if I listen to what you're saying, the probability of people that I know who highly respect what I do, that are going to look at me with the side eye and give me the exact same face I'm giving you in that moment. Yeah, it ain't. It's just,
why you do that?
It's just not worth it. There's literally a song. I'll full confession. There's literally a song that I released since I've been in Washington, and a project that I released. Probably it was my second solo album, official album.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody will ever hear either one of those ever. Now, the song that I recorded when I was out here was on streaming for a while. And all it took was me to get the right phone call from the right person saying, "Hey, yo, hey man, can I ask you something?" And as soon as I heard the "Can I ask you something," without me realizing, because the song had been out like a month at this point, but without him having to even mention the record, I already knew that it was about to be a question about the record. Mm-hmm. So we had our conversation, and by the time while we were still in the midst of our conversation, I logged into DistroKid and deleted the song while we were on the phone. So I said, "Hey man, just go play it one more time." He said, "I can't find it." I said, "Gotcha, bitch. Nah, you ain't gonna find it. You said everything I needed to hear, buddy. That nobody will ever hear that again. If they didn't buy it on Apple Music or some shit or whatever the case, they never gonna hear that song again." So yeah, I get it. But that was one of them cases where it was somebody that I respect, that I know what they're talking about. So other people, man, motherfuckers telling me I should, you should do more. You should do more melodic stuff. Have people singing. I was like, the fuck I want to do that for? I'm not even mad at motherfucker. I don't got no reason to sing. I'm cool. Yeah, man, shit. Now, this past weekend was kind of cool though. It was cool, but it's a lot of fucked up shit going on in the world right now. So even my best times are always tempered with the understanding that there are people, who may not be having the best time while I am. And I just want to say, first of all, before I go on to anything else, I want to give a salute to everybody in Minnesota who is doing their thing, who's standing up for something and not allowing people's deaths that have been viewed by the entire world to happen in vain. Salute to y'all. Keep doing what you're doing. Be smart, but keep doing what you're doing. You're doing exactly what you're supposed to. Oh man.
Yeah, shit's wild when you got politicians like pressing against other politicians. Like usually that shit's like the WWE, right? Like,
yeah,
it ain't a real push. But when you got the governor of fucking Minnesota getting on media, like fucking doing press conferences and being like, "Oh yeah, nah, the president's a bitch ass motherfucker." Like, it's like, damn. Like he said some wild shit. I was like, "Oh, you mad, man?" Okay.
Yeah. It's crazy too, because we was talking about on All Purpose, we was talking about athletes and them, speaking up and making statements in regards to social issues. And a lot of times I'd rather they wouldn't if they don't know what they're talking about. Like I understand you probably come from wherever. A lot of athletes that are professional athletes now come from poor backgrounds. But the thing is this: you can come from that background and still not have a keen understanding of exactly what it is that was the genesis of your experience. You don't understand what created those material conditions around you. So sometimes you gotta know when to shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? But on the flip side of that, when you got someone like Breonna Stewart, who's a white female, went to the University of Connecticut, she don't come from, she come from people that got something. And she's standing up before the game holding a melt ice sign, you know what I'm saying? Abolish ICE is what her sign said, abolish ICE. And I was like, yo, when you have somebody who has every reason to ignore this, she has every reason not to give a fuck. She's a professional athlete. She's well paid. She's a white woman. So she has every reason not to say shit, but she chose to. And then even in the press conference after the game, when they asked her, she was like, yo, it's fucked up out here. Like, y'all don't see what's happening. You know what I'm saying? Who the fuck would I be to sit here and act like I don't see this? You know what I mean? So salute to Stewie. Salute to all the athletes, man. Is there any time that you see? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I might be answering your question right now. I don't know. Actually, you know what? Go ahead and ask your question, and then I'll throw my shit out.
I was gonna say, has there been any time that you've seen something like that, like an athlete or somebody making a public statement in regard to social issues and been like, dog, just shh, just stop.
Yes and no.
Okay.
Because like it just as long as they're not saying some real like flagrant like bullshit where it's like, yo, I get what you're saying, but you're saying it all wrong and you're just making things worse. Like that's possible. 9 times out of 10, and this is exactly what I was gonna say. So it kind of leads me to my point. This is gonna borderline a deer cracker. So let me just get it out the way. I am tired, and I know I am not the only one. Like when you see white people start to wake up, they get the impression they're like, oh man, shit's crazy. And it's like they think it's new. And that bothers me. Cause it's like, oh no, this shit been happening. It's just now you care. And then
that part.
With a couple of the other people that have died recently, I even saw some motherfuckers on social media saying, yo, now we understand. And it's like, nope, you still don't. There have been like 2 white motherfuckers in a week that have died. And you're like, oh no, they coming after us too. We get it. And it's like, nah, you don't. But just stop talking, please. Like, so like, I understand that people want to be able to speak out. And yeah, it's better than sitting there. But like, be real with yourself and maybe do some studying before you talk.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, like, I have never met somebody in the black community that if you went to them sincerely and said, yo, I've been on some fuck shit, like, help me out. Like, everybody's pretty clear, like, oh yeah, no, you definitely been on some fuck shit. Like, I can't even really explain it to you, but here's the best that I can do. And they'll talk to you. Like, white motherfuckers even got this impression that it's like they can't even ask questions. And it's like, nah, you're just a bitch. Yeah. So yeah, like, there's mad wild shit that these motherfuckers got, and half of it is just white savior bullshit, and then the other half is a complete like disregard for history, a complete disregard for what's actually happening, and then a lot of it is just misconception on, you know, like what the experiences of others might be. Mm-hmm. And it's like, just stop. Like, I hate hearing motherfuckers talk.
I be trying to tell them, I'll be like, yo, I'm gonna go ahead and write an open letter, like, dear white people, this is gonna be quick. We don't need you to save us. We just need you to stand with us. You don't need to save us. That's not what this is about. This is about recognizing when the people that you're supposed to be able to hold to a certain standard you haven't been. Maybe do that. See what happens. Start there. Start there. Simple enough. But I mean, shit. I mean, simple is what it is, but and sorry, y'all, I wasn't trying to get all into nothing too crazy or too heavy at this point. But like, I just wanted to, you know what I'm saying? And I think
any
the biggest
opportunity to drag a white.
oh shit, man. Speaking, you know what's crazy? The crazy thing is how there's this strange relationship that never seems to be able to get missed. Like some of the things that you can associate with church and religion and all this other shit, like, and people never miss the opportunity to do it. And every time I see it, I'll be like, oh my God, yes, thank you. Thank you for keeping it real. Like people have this strange idea about what church is about or what religion is all about, but I can show you what it's really about. Sometimes it all comes down.
Remind us that due to inclement weather, church tomorrow is canceled. Get your ass out the camera.
Oh my God. See? The deacon ain't playing around. He know what it is.
Nah.
Get your ass out the camera.
You see that little smile on his face after she left, though?
Yeah. He was like, now they know how I'm getting down. That's what's up. Respect my gangster. Oh, shit.
I'm sorry, Sister Thickness had to interrupt real quick.
He said, get your ass out the camera. Oh, shit.
Damn.
Bro, that's priceless, dog. Oh, my God. And all I kept thinking to myself was, I used to sit in church and watch the fucking deacons and people watching the women walking past in their dresses.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, somebody was like, how you know what they doing? Because I was doing the same motherfucking thing. So I know what you're looking at because the same shit I'm looking at.
And then you see them real close relationships that they have with like 2 or 3 of the women that go. And you're like, oh, you done some private services.
Oh, I know what you on. I know why she bring you that banana pudding. Don't nobody else get none. Motherfucker. Deacon sneaky.
Yeah.
Deacon sneaky. Oh shit. Now see, that's crazy. But actually, I usually try to find a cool way to frame shit before I play the video. I don't really know how to do this one. So I think I'm gonna just play it and then we can talk about it after. But, let's do it.
Lord Jesus. When you hurt yourself like this, you don't want nobody if you said nothing right after. Don't even ask me if me good. Don't ask me nothing. Just make me just lay there and mourn. Look on my neck. It happy broke. The neck must broke. Jeez and peace. And look on the bridge now. That half a dent, that half to dent. The way my skull come in contact with the velocity. My God, nearly broke the sound barrier. You can't even stop wink on one side. I go and go through life, look like a pirate. Arr, matey. My God, somebody pray for me and come pick me up because me know me not go land on my foot like puss. Me I go drop and broke my neck one more time. Jeez and peace, somebody pray for me. No, this can't happen. Don't me tell you nothing, ask me nothing after me drop and broke my neck a second time. You're not a real friend. Don't ask me nothing. Just make me sit down here and mourn and pray. My God, and come pick up me broke up. Sure. Cross Caesar.
Blood clot that murder Jacob.
Yeah.
God. I was like, yo, I gotta play this. Yo, after seeing that though, I gotta play you this dude I be watching on TikTok, yo. This motherfucker is hilarious because he is big as a house. But he be swearing he doing parkour and he'll just run. I'm not even gonna try to explain it. Next week I'm gonna play one of his videos, I guarantee it. But yeah, yo, that shit, I was like, yo, oh,
Yeah.
oh.
I like that he superimposed his head on motherfucker's body. And then you see him pop out from under the bridge.
You don't ask me nothing.
Mhm. You're not real friend.
Crazy. You're not a real friend. Oh my goodness, bro. That shit was priceless. I was like, yo, you can't buy that kind of fucking.
Mhm.
Now the wild shit to me is okay, so I don't say this to a lot of people, but I'll say it. I don't care, because if you try, ladies and gentlemen, if you watching this and I'm telling you now, it's not going to end good. I'm ticklish and shit, right? And it's wild because I could be like really mad, but if you tickle me, I'm going to fucking laugh. So, I think that tickling is some of the most abusive shit you can do to a motherfucker. This is some bullshit. Like, you should not do that. It's not good for the soul. It's not good for the spirit. It's not good for anything, except for maybe, you know, if you
Bro, I used to do this for two babies as well.
He's dead. Oh, you can't do that to babies. I used to do this to babies as well. Bet you won't say that one again, will you? Bet you won't say that one again, buddy.
I don't know. That depends on the level of freak he got.
Oh yeah, he might have been a Diddy Party survivor, so you never know. I mean, you know. Now, I feel like I saw something this past weekend that made me remember something that I forgot temporarily, because I was around a bunch of really nice people and it was cool and everything was going fine, and then I saw a police car ride by, and the police looked at me like I just stole something out of his refrigerator and shit, and I was like, I don't even know where you stay. Like, this is a real racist ass shit you got going on right now. I'm just standing out here chilling on the corner. But it reminded me that, like, you know, we always had 911 as a joke, fuck the police and all that shit. But like 911 is not just the motherfucker to come show up at the crib. Like, it's like 911 is a whole system of motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? And you just got to know what you're dealing with when you fucking with 911.
What's your emergency?
Yeah, somebody's just broke into my house.
Okay, we'll get a unit over shortly.
Okay, please hurry.
Real quick, can you verify your race for us?
I'm black. No, I'm sorry. I'm white. I'm full white.
Okay, can you answer a few questions just to confirm?
Okay.
Okay, how do you feel about Black Lives Matter?
All lives matter.
Nice. Did OJ do it?
Damn.
Yeah, he did it.
Okay, who's the best boxer in the United States?
Jake Paul.
King of R&B.
Justin Bieber.
Okay, last question. Say ask.
Fuck.
X. Oh, fuck.
Fuck.
No. Hey.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Oh my god!
He answered
Say
that
X.
first question, and that motherfucker said, "Nice." I was like, "Oh,
Nice."
but yeah." As soon as you say at, yeah, say ass. I was like, "Yeah, no, this is done, bro. Just hide.
It's
You've
over
been
now,
talking
yeah.
too long on the phone anyway."
Yeah, too loud. They can hear you. Like,
Mhm.
shh. Just go ahead and call it a day, brother. It's okay. It ain't gonna hurt you. That shit is crazy, bro. King R&B, Justin Bieber. That ain't some crackhead shit. I don't know.
He said best boxer in the United States. He said Jake Paul.
Jake Paul. Oh shit! Jake Paul ain't the best boxer in his house.
No.
Yo, that shit is wild, bro. Nah, the shit is really wild to me. And I want to thank you for opening the door to this for me, because I ain't see a lot of the like the AI created news things and all of that shit. So when you started dropping them and I started watching them shits and them shit started popping in my algorithm, I was like, oh shit, okay, this shit's hilarious. This shit is hilarious. But the one, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know before I play this, I'm not taking credit for this at all. Monster Elicit brought this to the table. I just had to share it with you.
He saw it all. Jamal, tell us what happened.
Low key, I ain't see shit. I was just stroking my shit on that bench over there and heard a loud bang. Fucked up my whole rhythm.
Live on TV, dog.
No.
Fucked up my whole rhythm.
Fucked up my whole rhythm. Oh shit! I was just stroking my shit over there. But why? Why did you say that out loud? What is happening? Bro, they always used to be like, they always pick the wrong one. They always pick the worst possible person to put in front of the camera. And I'd be like, no, sometimes, you just got to understand the voice of the people. But then sometimes when I hear shit like that, I'd be like, but sometimes people's fucking voice should be silent because that's crazy. Yeah, that's nutso shit. But that's nutso shit on everything. Oh, God. I think I was watching something the other day and I was thinking to myself, I was like, hey, man. I be having long sessions sometimes where I gotta be in front of the computer, writing on some shit, doing this. You know what I'm saying? Work. Just keep going. And I ain't really got a problem with that. I don't mind the work. You know what I'm saying? But every now and then, it comes to a point where I get extremely exhausted. You know what I'm saying? And I be thinking to myself, damn, I feel sluggish. But that's why we partner with W. It gives you that boost when you need it the most. Right now, you can go to w.gg, use code Pantha Politix, all one word, for 10% off. Get yours. The link is in the bio. It's on our link tree, Pantha Politix link tree. Make sure that when you make that purchase, take pictures, post that shit up. Make sure you tag the podcast. Make sure you tag W. Love to get in the mix with y'all, man. W Energy has definitely been a good partner to link with. We got some new followers on the strip for fucking with W. So salute to y'all. Thank you so much for being a part of the Pantha Politix family. But show you better than I can tell you, right?
Put your hands up. It's time to take all respect. You got to shine. I'ma take all that's left. Cause this is a verbal sticker. I spit the flames at your chest. Come to the stage, start embracing the best. Nigga, I want the limelight. This is my mic. But I watch nights and it shine bright. I want your mind right and your eyes right here. Give me what you got. As far as energy, I want that.
Nah, seriously, up against the wall, run the contract, dog. It's a dark era, don't make the God clap on your head, chest, or neck. Show all due respect to the 2KO dog with a little bit of Omar with just enough we bait the floor, y'all. War raw riddles, got no nursery rhymes, the jaw scribble when the drop, watch these young stars spit.
Somebody was like, yo ass love The Wire, boy. I was like, yes, I do. Yes, I do. About to start a fresh rewatch of that shit soon. But before I do that, you know what? I'm gonna wait till we get to movies to ask you about this. I think we talked about it before, but I can't remember the conversation that we had. So I want to bring it up because it does go into the nature of something we're gonna be talking about later. So I'll save that. But I do want to say while I'm on that though, rest in peace to Michael K. Williams, man. Rest in peace to Michael K. Williams. But not time for that right now. This is still a music podcast. I promise you it is. Sometimes we make it do it. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do something a little different this week though, because generally, you know what I'm saying, we do. Ladies and gentlemen, there's no need for a volume adjustment this week. Okay, we will not be doing a For a Long Blaze review. We generally, relegate that for full blown albums, but we're just gonna talk about some singles that dropped very recently. Because there's some really dope singles, 2-packs, and things of that nature that have been released, and we don't want to miss talking about them, just to kind of stick to the album full of that. So, shit. Before we get into music, though, there's something that I've always wondered. I always used to wonder to myself, like, what would it be like if, like, because I wonder, like, what if I went to church and DMX was the preacher? Right? like how would that go exactly? You know what I'm saying? Or I'm trying to order something over the phone, but the person that's talking to me is like Busta Rhymes on speed rap, and I'm like, what? Or you taking a college course and a dissertation is being given by a motherfucker that talk like T.I. and you'd be like, can you hurry up and get? That's not a word. Can't say, come on, hurry up. But there was one that I hadn't even imagined ever in life. But once I saw this, I understood.
Ass down. We bout to fly. Strap in, motherfucker, so you don't fucking die. Click that shit, cross your lap, snug. Not loose like a little bitch ass thug. Oxygen mask, be dropping like it's hot. Help your own ass first, then give your homie a shot. If we hit the water, shit's about to get grim. Snatch that vest unless you wanna fucking swim. Emergency exit, find the fucking light, slide your fat ass down, and you'll be alright. Now seats up right, don't try me, punk. Tray table stash like a get in the trunk. Light up a smoke, that's a dumbass move. The fuck you think this is, 1982? Now shut your mouth and close your eyes. Thanks for flying the gates to skies.
Thanks for flying the gangster skies. Oh my goodness. Man, that was nuts. So I said, what? Oh, I want to ride that airplane. Shit. Hell yeah.
This goes to show you, like, Tupac can't do a bad track.
Nah.
Like, they might not all be bangers, but Tupac can't do a bad track.
Nah. Mm-mm. I don't see it. I don't see it. And plus, some shit like that bounce, man. He'll smoke that shit, yo. He'll smoke that shit. Oh, man. Oh, salute the Pac, man. Salute to the whole West Side, of course. You know what I'm saying? Out here now, so, but it's still East Coast love. Matter of fact, let's get into it, man. Speaking of East Coast love, one of my favorite underground MCs, who I don't feel like get the respect that he deserves, and some of that might be because you won't come sit down with me on Sidebars. I'm gonna hit you up again. But RJ Payne, man. RJ Payne got a new joint out featuring King Crooked and Conniver. Conniver from D12, joint called Bring It On. Payne is a lyrical animal, to say the least. A lyrical animal, to say the least. We all know how King Crooked get down. We from Death Row to Slaughterhouse to everything he done since then. And Conniver is probably was definitely one of the guys in D12 that got love beyond just being Eminem's sidekick. So you know what I'm saying? How did you dig the Bring It On joint from Payne?
I dug it. I mean, to your point, like, you got three incredible lyricists on the track, so you already know that it's gonna be a good bar heavy track, which is dope. So when you see names like that, like, my first concern is, what beat are you guys going on? Because that can impact the way you hear bars coming from different individuals, because they do have different styles. But the beat was fire. All able to do their thing. When you put those three together, that's a crazy lineup to begin. So at that point, it's like, yo, you really can't expect anything but a dope track. And yeah, I think they delivered. All three of them got on their shit. There's not much more I can say. I didn't do just because we have so many tracks, I didn't do a full lyrical analysis of all of them. But yeah, killed it.
Oh man, yeah. I shout out to PA Dre on the beat. It was definitely
I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. Do you got the covers? We didn't put up the
shit. I'm glad you said something.
No doubt.
I did not put up the covers to the track. See? There I go with that hot shit again. Oh shit, would I even be me if I didn't do hot shit? I don't think so. There we go. Bang.
So yeah, and that's what got me. Like, that's the reason that I brought it up. If it was a bum ass cover, I probably wouldn't have even noticed. But when you have those three on one track and it has this cover, like something's about to happen.
Yes.
And it did.
Yeah. Shit. I didn't I was thinking to myself the whole time I'm just looking at it and I'm like, okay, I gotta hit play at some point, but this is crazy. Am I even ready for this? You know what I'm saying? I hit play on the record and I was immediately like, yep, okay. They made a wise beat selection. That's a win already. And you worry about that sometimes. And I mean, just going back kind of to the conversation in the beginning, it does kind of sometimes come down to the more lyrical MCs trying to pick beats that will allow their lyrics to shine as opposed to picking the beat that's gonna make the best record. They did not do that on this particular track. Again, shout out to PA Dre, dope beat, man. All three of them did their thing. I don't think anybody necessarily outshined anybody else. They all kind of got off in their own bag, and they all have their own differences, even though they all lyrical MCs. So it definitely gave them an opportunity to kind of shine and say, hey, this is what we do. This is each one of us in our own bag on the same record, and it sounds good on this beat. So yeah, man, salute to them, man. Shit, that shit's crazy. RJ Payne, I need a new project soon, brother. Most definitely, project soon. Speaking of new projects, a very good friend of mine. I would even go so far as to call him my blood brother. If y'all heard Chain Letters, y'all know what I'm talking about. Underground legend himself. Well, two underground legends. Superstition, RJD2, recently dropped the single Machines Like Us. That album was dropping February 27th. The name of the album is According To. Nope, I'm not gonna do it. Monster. What did you think about Machines Like Us?
There's a lot of things that have to be examined. Like when you're like really like analyzing the music, like, you know, a real hip-hop head, when they're catching a lot of things, when you have a producer and an artist that are doing a collaborative effort, because a lot of times the producer gets overlooked. You know, it's a credit and then, you know, off it's pushing. But there are some producers that require, you know, that call out. But when you're going into a collaborative effort like this, you have to examine both, like, almost equally. Like, and then you have to look at the partnership of the two. Right. So the lead in, you know, coming through with the beat, and then, you know, the bar drop, all the way through the track. The marriage between these two is incredible. So it's definitely inspired me to go back and, you know, look at both of their stuff more. Like, don't get me wrong, I've heard plenty of Superstition, but you know, I had a discussion with you kind of behind the scenes around him getting into different bags, and I'm gonna have to go check some things out on that. But the bars that he brought to this beat were incredible. This was the perfect beat for it. I definitely need to go and listen to some more RJD2, and I definitely want to see that style more. So yeah, like there's a lot of things that this track did where I'm like, yo, I need more. Pause. But it's made me, it did exactly what it was supposed to do. It's made me excited as hell for this album. And with this single, I have very high hopes going into it. I'm excited to see what they bring.
Absolutely. Hell yeah. I almost don't be wanting to review superstition music ever, because I know people always assume that my that my opinion is tainted by our history. But Super will tell you himself, if I hear some shit and I don't think it's it, I'll call him and be like, hey, yo, this ain't it, bro. What the fuck is this shit? So nah, it ain't that. What this is to me is what happens when two guys who have taken like rap, taking hip hop music places where some other people will never get an opportunity to take it, and then they make the determination to say, hey, let's make a project together. You know what I'm saying? I love to hear Superstition when he's in his I'm a grown ass man and I can rap about the shit I usually rap about, but like when I'm not in the booth, I still got shit going on. So I want to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? And just kind of his ability to take what to some people would be a mundane topic, you know what I'm saying, and be able to turn that into a record worth listening to for 2.5, 3 minutes. You know what I'm saying? That says a lot about his ability as a writer and as an MC. RJD2 has a production style that to me, now me personally, I don't mind admitting that his production style is hit or miss for me. You know what I'm saying? A lot of hits, but there's still sometimes that I'm like, that's just too awkward for me. I can't fuck with it. Not that what's happening on it isn't good. Like I usually assess beats from the standpoint of, would I make a record to that? You know what I'm saying? And if I would, like, how do I think that's gonna come out? So yeah, but I know it's right up Super's alley, and the way Super delivers is right up RJD2's alley. And I'm very much excited about this project. Hoping to be one of the first in line to cop that when it drops. So yeah, Superstition, RJD2, Machines Like Us, single out now. The album, according to, dropping in February 27th. Let's see. You know what? Producers. I like producers. Since we talking producers, let's talk a little Snow Goons, Mad Max featuring Cali Agents, Mr. Irby, DJ TMB. Of course, y'all know Cali Agents, Planet Asia, and Rasco. Salute to my man Eda Mad Assassin. We rocked down at their 25th anniversary down in LA. Always been a huge fan of Planet Asia. Fuck with Rasco heavy too. The Snow Goons, it go without saying. Too much remarkable music produced by those people. So, what was your take on the Mad Max joint?
I mean, I fucking loved it when I first got into production. You know, I always do my homework before I, really start to get into a field. So I started researching like different tracks that I liked, specifically where I was just like, yo, that beat is fire. And that's how I, hit a lot of producers that I may have heard plenty of times before, but I just didn't know it was them. Again, back to producers, not always getting kind of the full shine as the artist. And it's understandable, like that's where it goes. But as you start doing that deep dive, I didn't realize at the time who all was in Snow Goons, but then from there, just that they had done so many tracks where I was like, yeah, like I remember that beat in that track, and that's the kind of shit that I want to do.
Hell yeah.
So I have a little bit of like personal love and bias towards Snow Goons, because like I love a huge amount of the work that they've put out. So when I saw this pop up, having some of these great lyricists on the top of it, I was like, okay, like I'm going in expecting fire. And they definitely delivered. Having this many artists on one track can be glaring at times, where you're like, damn, like this is gonna be a long motherfucker, and hopefully nobody drops the bag. But yeah, I don't think they did. Everybody brought their A game and really put in the work. So yeah, I thought it was fire. And shout out to Snowgoons, they murder it every time.
Man, it kind of go without saying for me that Snowgoons is like, how can I say this? Okay, so there's the Hitmen, there's the Dungeon Family, there's Dre and his team. He didn't really have a name for them, but we'll say Dre and the Dog Pound. Might as well say, you know what I'm saying? All of these collectives that have been producers, that have been production teams, Soul Aquarians, the Uma. To me, Snowgoons is they're the ones who stayed together the longest, and they make. I've yet to hear a Snowgoons beat that I was like, nah. I mean, some of them are more than others, you know what I'm saying? But it's always shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so and if I ever see featuring and I see Planet Asia's name on it, I already know at the very least I'm about to get one verse of top tier rap.
No doubt.
No questions asked. And then I see Rasco and I'm like, okay, so that's two verses of top tier rapping. All right, let's get to it. I went into it with high expectation and it wasn't disappointed. Very, 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 very excited to see what comes next. I want to, I want to say something, but I can't say it. Fuck. Okay. I want to say it, but I can't say it, but it's cool. Salute to the Snowgoons, man. Salute to Cali Agent. Salute to Mr. Irby. Salute to DJ TMB. Mad Max is a dope record. I'm looking forward to more shit. Give us some more. Oh shit. It's an album that I really hate we didn't talk about when it came out, but we're going to. I got it on my list. I know we said we was gonna make a list of albums that we missed in 2025 to play catch up on. This guy dropped one of the more impressive albums of 2025. It was just so many really great albums in 2025. It was hard to put it like in the top 5. But Wale, back at it. He dropped the James Freestyle produced by Don Cannon. Look, Wale is Wale to me is probably one of the more underappreciated MCs in the game. I've always thought Wale was really dope. The biggest thing that happened with him was, I guess, just the timing of when he came in. And he has had a couple of really big records, you know what I'm saying? He had the Lotus Flower Bomb joint, so he knows how to make a hit record, but he also has always been, top tier as far as the bars.
Yeah.
And this is no different, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he opens the record with I can't separate the vultures from the culture no more. You know what I'm saying? Both of them cooked. And I was like, damn, that's crazy, but it's so fucking real. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Wale's crazy, man. What did you think about the James Freestyle? Because I know we don't really talk about Wale much, you know what I'm saying? And that's how I know
we
he's kind of underappreciated. So that's like,
yeah. And I think that to your point, Wale came out at kind of a weird, started getting a lot of recognition, I should say, at a really weird time. But it's just it bothers me at times that people talk about Wale when they do talk about him as if his time has passed. And I don't know if they are I don't know if those are real hip hop heads. I always assume that they're not, because he's obviously putting out top tier music, and still continues to do so. So yeah, it bothers me when people do talk about artists sometimes, what that narrative looks like. Because sometimes it's just It's not what they're saying it is. But the track was fire. This is one where I really like nailed down to the lyrics. And it's not even just because it's Wale, but especially when you're talking about a freestyle, you're going in with different intentions than just putting out a track on a lot of occasions. But with everything that he was saying, there were some bars where he was just talking his shit, and that's fire. But there, like, if you like really go through the track, he's calling out a lot of things. Like this is a freestyle, but this is a freestyle celebrating hip hop, but also letting you know that hip hop is not necessarily in the right hands right now. And you can take that any way that you want, whether it be the artists that are being highlighted, whether it be the industry at work. Yeah, so he's definitely talking his shit. The one thing that I would say about this track is I almost want you to take that album cover down, because I know what it's supposed to be doing, but all of the design errors in this album cover, like, they bother the shit out of me. Like this was definitely built in. It could be AI. It might just be somebody who's really bad at Photoshop. But it is terribly constructed. So Wale, please, you don't even have to reach out to me. Like, I wouldn't expect that, but reach out to somebody, because whoever did this, they have a lot of work that they need to brush up on. It just looks bad. But you're just releasing a single, you're releasing a freestyle, but nah, this ain't it. Nah. But the track itself, get away from the album cover, fuck that. The track itself was heat. And
matter of fact, that shit.
Coming out of his album, and having this release kind of on the tail end of, as he's potentially starting to de-escalate on promo and everything, and potentially looking at working on the next album. I think that this is an amazing kind of midway point. I highly recommend that any artist do that. You should not be just completely silent in between one project and the other.
Hell no.
It doesn't mean that you got to release 90 albums in a year, but that doesn't mean that you can't release 1 to 2 solid fucking projects and just release a couple freestyles or a couple singles here to, keep momentum going. So I absolutely support all of that. But yeah, just tell whoever does your design to get their design work up. That bothered me more than the track. The track I thought was fire, but the album bothers the fuck out of me, to the point where it's showing on my phone in the car, and I keep looking at it. And finally, I just turned off the phone, so like I can still hear the music, but the screen's black. I was like, I'm gonna get in an accident because of this busted ass album cover.
I could dig it. Oh yeah. I seen that shit. I was like, huh? What is this? Okay, that's cool. But no, I'm glad I like Wale as a rapper, because that definitely wouldn't have. If I saw that first, there's no way that I'm running to that. Like, that looks crazy. Why would I do that? But Wale's pen has always been first of all, Don Cannon, dope beat. Don Cannon is definitely one of those guys that fuck around and sneak and drop a smoke on you and shit. Wale has a way of saying things. I love that he says shit that he be like, I know. I think A, B, and C is going on, but I can make that record. And I'm from DC. I'm not from somewhere that's like known for MCing. That's not known for hip hop. You know what I'm saying? But I want some other shit. And when he say shit like, it was like, He was like, they love my poems because everybody talk about, he came from poetry, you know what I'm saying? So, and a lot of times when he rhymed on the more smooth joints, they say, oh man, he kicking that poetry shit again. But he smoked that shit, so y'all can talk all the shit y'all want. But he was like, I can't remember how the line go. He was like, somebody, I ain't sold a soul, but kept my soul. Y'all sold y'all shit for some clout, attention to downloads. Tell me how it feel, like D'Angelo. They love my poems. This Hammer quoting Miss Angelo. Yeah, still I rise, run up on me, ill-advised, promise they're gonna illustrate the outline of your frigid body. Like that shit is crazy, your frigid body here. Oh, that shit is wild, yo. He's stupid. Yeah, Wale crazy. And I love the fact that he so nonchalant too. Like he rapped like, oh, y'all didn't know I was dope? Sucks to be you, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. Super dope, man. Super dope. Salute to you. Salute to Wale. Salute to Don Cannon. James Freestyle. I hate to even call it. I wish you could just call that a single. Instead of that being a freestyle, bro. Like that shit. They ain't have to have no hook. That shit's fire. Damn, speaking of people who I think get underappreciated on the mic. Tip, man. Tip, man. Hey. I told people a long time ago, I told people when trap music came out, I think that was 2001. I said, hey, man, no. I told them when I'm Serious came out. I was like, hey, that little light-skinned boy from Atlanta, that motherfucker can rap, yo. It was like, word? Who? I was like, his name T something. I don't know. And then trap music came out, and then I went and bought it. I went to the store and bought trap music. And then that way I was like, I know your name now, motherfucker. T.I. It's right there. I got the CD right here. And I've been rocking ever since. Like, huge fan of his pen, huge fan of his work, huge fan of his acting. He even has some moments in comedy that I think are pretty funny. Like he has potential still. If he stay with it, he might fuck around and be really good. But yeah, he dropped the comedy special very recently. And I think it's called, I think you can go to tipaintfunny.com or some shit like that. And cop the joint. I'm gonna do that too, Tip. I'm gonna support, bro, for real. But he jumped right back in his bag that we know him for. You know what I'm saying? Jump right back in his bag that we know him for. So do a little single out produced by Pharrell Williams. Let him know. You know what I mean? So, Master, what did you think about the new T.I. joint?
Honestly, there are very few things that T.I. does that I don't fuck with. Even just during his interviews, like I don't know, he's got this like smoothness about him, but at the same time, you can tell that he's not taking anything too serious. And maybe that just comes with, his history and, the fact that he has such a winning record in everything that he does. I have no doubt that if he decides to stay with comedy, he's going to turn it into something because like this motherfucker don't know how to lose.
That part.
So like he might, if you want to talk about the hardest working hip hop artists of all time, his name is on that list.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So yeah, the perseverance that he shows in everything that he does. Getting to the track, beat was fire. His flow on this beat was not surprising to me. He's done it before, but it's not something that he does all of the time. And kind of, like he might drag out a syllable a little bit longer than you would normally expect it from him. So the way he's writing this beat, and he does it multiple times in the track, it's not unknown from him, but it's also not common from him. And just like, some of his cadence change up, how he's writing the beat, how he's taking his syllables and dragging them out at times. All of it was dope. So when he got the beat, you could tell that he was having fun, and he was like, "Yeah, fuck it, I'm gonna say my shit." And you could tell that he put a lot of work, but he had a lot of fun with this track, and he wasn't fucking around. So yeah, absolutely love it. I think you're muted.
Damn, yeah, I forgot I did that shit. Nah, Skateboard P, dope fucking beat, yo. That shit knock. For when I first heard it, I played that shit like probably 3 times back to back,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just like, yo, this is wild. And part of what makes it wild to me is the fact that Pharrell's able to make so many different types of beats so well. It's like, you want to do something, T.I.? All right. I'm gonna give you some T.I. sound and shit though. Like this sound like a T.I. record, like, but it sound like a now T.I. record. You know what I'm saying? It don't sound like somebody tried to recapture something old. That they took what was already there and polished it up for 2026. And the perfect person to do that is Pharrell. So, yeah, P killed the beat. T.I., man, T.I. float on this shit. Like them beats, he just float on that shit. It's almost like breathing in him. That wasn't even a challenge when he walked in there and heard the beat. It was like, oh, all right, I got you. So yeah, man, T.I., let him know, out now on all platforms, man. Check him out. The King, bitch. You know, man, salute to T.I. for real fuck with dude. Somebody else I fuck with, low key, a lot of people don't know. Also from the South. I've been a big Juvie fan for a while. I fuck with Juvie, man. I fuck with Juvie. Juvie, you know what I'm saying? Juvie back at it, man. He getting ready to drop a new album with Manny Fresh. I think it's like March 26th, the album dropping. Can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. Fuck. I don't know. But right now, it don't matter. Because the single, BBB, and when I first seen the name of it, when you said something, I was like, BBB? What the fuck is that?
I had the same
song and I was like,
no. And you can see it a little bit at the bottom, but it's blacked out at points. And now I know why he did that.
Yeah.
But it's really small. So when you're just looking at it on your phone, you don't even really see that. So I didn't know either going into it, but then you learn what it means real quick.
Oh yeah. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. None other than Manny Fresh on the beat, man. Him and Manny doing this new album together. So I mean, what was your takeaway from BBB?
So I got a lot of love for Juvenile as well. Like he really, like, I didn't know a whole lot about music in the South other than, you know, some of the stuff that you know is kind of course, you know, whether you want to talk about Dungeon Family, whether you want to talk about man, my fucking brain is going 90 different locations today. You know, if you want to talk about Andre and Big Boy, like, you know, there are certain things where it's like, but they almost like kind of supersede just coming from the South.
No doubt.
So, but Juvenile always seemed to just like epitomize that Southern, like almost droll, but rap style. And like, he just like unsympathetic South, right?
Absolutely.
And then like, you take that grittiness, and he's always had a little bit of like like impropriety to him or foulness or something. So when you learn that the track actually means big booty bitch, like that's when you're like, oh, this is a Juvenile track.
Yes.
And so like he comes in, like the beat is fire. The first verse is dope, and then he gets into the hook, and you're like, the track just takes off. Like it becomes something completely new, something just the epitome of Juvenile. And man, it's made me I actually had to go back and listen to, past albums, and I went down like a whole Juvenile revisit because of this track, just because you don't miss something, you don't know that you miss it until it's back in front of you.
Exactly. Yeah. Hell yeah. That's real shit. Man. Yeah. It was wild how I realized that I like Juvenile. Because I wasn't the biggest fan of Hun when I first heard it.
Mm.
And it was because I didn't understand what I was listening to. You know what I'm saying? And even when I first heard Back That Ass Up, it just wasn't, because my brain is on some whole other shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't have the appreciation for that I should, because even the Southern rap that I like is on some other level pen shit.
Yeah.
Outkast, that's other level. Scarface, that's other level pen shit. You know what I'm saying? So those are the people from the South I'm fucking with. So when
Scarface is another one, and I'm sorry to interrupt.
No. Oh no, you good.
But it's another one that to me he he goes beyond Southern music at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm sorry to interrupt, but yeah, Scarface is another one where it's just you have certain artists where they almost supersede location.
Yeah. Hell yeah. And it's and as big as Cash Money became, and as famous as Juvenile and and Wayne and BG and all of them became, something about them makes them unmistakably New Orleans when you look at it. You know what I'm saying? So you see, yeah, Wayne is a superstar. Get it? Okay, cool. But when I look at him, I still see Dwayne Carter from New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? When I look at Juvie, I still see, I don't know Juvie's real name, but I still see Juvenile from when you were driving that big Dodge Benz on. That's still the same guy to me. You know what I'm saying? He is New Orleans to me. So just like Master P and them, no matter how famous they became, and that's one thing that I've always appreciated about them. Yeah. So when I heard the joint, I was like, okay, Juvie on his Juvie shit. I love it. Okay, Manny Fresh, one of the most underappreciated producers in the history of hip hop music. The beats fire, like you said. Genesis the God went crazy too. This was really kind of like my introduction. I heard the name before, but never really heard none of the music. So I was like, oh shit, okay, I see what y'all on. Yeah, so if you love that Cash Money shit, if you love if Juvenile had you bouncing in the club, Cash Money taking over for the 99 and the 2000, you might as well go ahead and get you a dose of 2026. This joint is fire. Like I said, the album dropping March 26th. Man, salute, man. The veterans are continuing to run. Oh, and just to make a quick aside, the veterans series from Mass Appeal will be continuing this year. Obviously not one in January, but they will be cranking it back up. It might not be 12 hours this year, but they cranking it back up. Cool G Rap is one of the names on the list. So yeah. But while we talking about legends, and I did this very specifically for a reason. These gentlemen do have a cover to this song. But the cover that was there where I could grab it from is also the cover to that album, and that's not what we're talking about right now. So what I do want to do though is give a salute to them, especially Be Real and Exhibit, and of course and Demrick as well. New group formation called the Serial Killers from the West Coast. Y'all all know Exhibit. He's way more than Mr. Pimp My Ride. If you didn't know that, you might want to get familiar before this album come out, so you don't be lost in the sauce and your mind be blown. You all know Be Real from Cypress Hill, legendary MC from a legendary group. Demrick, I wasn't super duper familiar with. I was more familiar with than I realized I was after I went and started digging. I was like, oh wait, that was you? Okay, yeah. Cool. But absolutely phenomenal. Right? Really dope. So what was your take? They dropped now what I found out was it came off as a 2-pack, but when I went to Spotify, the whole album list is up there. but they had already put out the SK Anthem, which was the first drop, and then they just dropped the next 2 songs, which was Call the Cops and the other one.
This Thing of Ours.
Yeah, This Thing of Ours. What was your take on the Jones? Like I bumped them, bumped both Jones a few times since we broached the subject of listening to them.
Yeah. I'm kind of with you. Like I didn't know Demrick by name. But as I started kind of doing a deep dive, like you start uncovering things and you're like, oh shit, okay. And you know, it starts to lend some credence. Because I like to know, like, you know, who's rapping. But then you also have, you know, kind of this third unknown party with people like Exhibit and Be Real. And it's like, okay, like he there for a reason. So yeah, like I had to do that deep dive going into it. The first track that plays is This Thing of Ours. Beat was fire. Like as soon as it came on, you get that grittiness that you're used to hearing with Exhibit, or like that darkness. You get the grittiness that you're used to hearing with Be Real. And it's like, okay, so just from the intro of the track, I already know, like, okay, like this is gonna hit. And then yeah, you can tell that they have been building something amazing because the flow with each other is fire. And really just you got very different styles, but at the same point, like they found such an amazing way to accent each other, that it smoked it for me.
Hell yeah.
The beat change up from This Is Ours to Call the Cops was interesting for me because I didn't know about the album. That none of that shit popped up for me. So I was just like, okay, like they put out a little 2-pack and they're just very different. But yeah, you got 2 very, very different beat styles. But again, like stylistically, it makes sense because you can tell kind of almost where, like what they chose to really make 1 or 2 of the artists shine. And then everybody else is just being like accent. So like for Call the Cops, like that, it, to me, feels like a classic Be Real beat.
Oh yeah,
like
yeah.
He is going to kill on a beat like that every time. The first track, This Is Ours, Exhibit will kill on a beat like that every time. But that doesn't mean that the other 2 can't properly accent them and ride the beat themselves. So it just shows the greatness behind all 3 of them. The change up was a little jarring at first just because I didn't know it was going to be so different. Now seeing that it's part of a bigger project, I understand. But being able to identify almost kind of like choose your own adventure style, like, okay, who's this beat going to be for?
Oh yeah.
And yeah, they came in and smoked both of them. So yeah, absolutely love them.
Yeah, and that This Thing of Ours is actually the title track to the album. And this dropping April the 9th. Yeah, April the 9th. I found it interesting that I was as I was listening, I was like, I see what they did. Because Exhibit is legendary renowned for his voice. Down here, the grand round the groove of making you move. Where Be Real is up here. Demrick rides right in the middle. It's like a perfect synergy on the right, and his style is just enough Exhibit, just enough Be Real, but just enough Demrick that it flows seamlessly. Because just Exhibit and Be Real alone on a track might be a little weird if you don't find the right beat. He's the perfect balance. Scoop DeVille, I think, might have produced both of these records, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but I think Scoop DeVille produced both of them. Yeah, people who know me know how I feel about LL Cool J. But the execution of the chop and Call the Cops is fucking awesome. That shit is crazy. As soon as I heard it, I was like, because at first I was like, this thing about Stop Playing, and I thought that it started playing the LL Cool J song. Until I realized that I was like, oh no, wait, something else is happening here. And then it took the fuck off, and I was like, wow, I did not see this coming. Okay, cool. That song to me is, you're absolutely right. Right up B Real's right in his wheelhouse. And of course, Dimrick and Exhibit still, they got their shit off too. But that's right in his wheelhouse, and it's also a nod to both the bass sound of Cypress Hill, that era of West Coast hip hop, but also a shout out to East Coast hip hop with the way they use the LL shit in the hook. Not just that it's LL, but even the way that it's executed. So absolutely dope. I don't even gotta say these, huh?
Oh no, keep going.
No, I was just gonna say I don't even gotta say nothing about the rapping. Like, that shit is none of these guys have taken their foot off the gas on the pen. So I'm very much looking forward to the album. Serial Killers. I love the name. So yeah, absolutely.
No, I was just gonna say that I did confirm that Scoop did do both tracks.
Oh, word, hell yeah, okay.
Yeah, which just goes towards his legendary stature as well. Don't get me wrong, like, every producer has like a comfort zone and a wheelhouse, but to be able to do it all, and do it seamlessly. Like, if you just played those two beats, nothing over the top of them, no rhyme or reason, no descriptors about who it was or who was going to be rapping on it, no nothing. You just play those two beats. Very few people are going to think that the same person did both of them. And that, to a point, can show how diverse an amazing producer can be.
Hell yeah. I was highly impressed. And I was like, damn, that's these are two very, very different beats that serve two very, very different audiences and the same audience at the same time. That takes, there's a skill in that everybody don't have. Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to the Serial Killers album, man. Salute to Be Real, Exhibit, and Dimrick. Yeah, I'm gonna be dialed in. I will definitely be dialed in for that. Shit. You know what? I kind of dig when we be on movie shit. I really kind of dig when we be on movie shit, and I feel like we got a pretty decent conversation that we started that we could continue here, I believe. But before we do that, sometimes you got to have something to change the mode. We've just been heavy on music. Salute to all the artists that we holler out your joints. Make sure y'all go run them shits up on all the platforms. Go buy them where you can. Support real hip hop music. But sometimes you just gotta change the mode. And I think this is the perfect way to do it, considering what we're about to talk about.
No doubt.
No, stop treating me like some zoo animal. It's people want to know how you feel. I mean, can we talk about it on camera? Can you shut the fuck up? Okay, Johnny, we're just trying to help. Sounds like the fuck is still open. The fuck should be shut. Shut the fuck or I'll shut it for you. Johnny.
Shut the fuck or I will shut it for you.
Sounds like the fuck shit is still open. The fuck should be shut. Yeah.
Bro, that's priceless. Oh my god.
Yeah. That comes from a show called Survivor's Remorse.
Okay. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah. Now, that particular actor that was talking, he's not in every episode, but the people that were talking to him, those are the main characters.
Oh shit. Okay.
But yeah, so just a heads up, just so that you know what you're going into. But yeah, would you like to broach the topic, or do you want me to do it?
No, I mean, I mean, you brought it to the table, so I mean, yeah, by all means, intro the topic, so we can get.
So, as you've seen, like Survivor's Remorse has a black cast. It bothers me when you see things like, a show comes up and on like the description or on like the keywords it says black television. Now if you want to signify it after saying TV show, okay, cool. Because don't get me wrong, like I want to highlight that something is focused on black culture as well. That's not what bothers me. It bothers me when before you even say that this is a TV show, you say that it's a black TV show. Like that's some motherfuckers that are right up front being like, hey guys, just be wary. Ain't no crackers in here. And so it's that kind of shit that bothers me. And yeah, when we've had a lot of discussions, I think, we've kind of broached the subject on here. We've had plenty of discussions outside of the pod where we talk about the potential of Black Hollywood. And I wanted to discuss that further on how that could potentially be achieved, because we've gone into a lot around, black ownership in the music industry and how more ownership needs to be there. And, that's one of the major downfalls of hip hop, is that it's being run by the white music industry. Hollywood is very much the same thing. But we haven't really talked about Hollywood too much when it comes to specifically black-led films and television. So it brought a couple questions to mind. Just how do we help in solidifying Black Hollywood? And in my eyes, that comes from not only people that are currently in Hollywood that would have to kind of spearhead that, but it has to come with independent support as well. So yeah, that's the approach to the topic. Who are some of the actors currently in Hollywood right now that you feel would make a major impact on making Black Hollywood a reality?
I mean, I think you kind of got to start with guys like obviously Michael B. Jordan is climbing higher and higher and higher in the ranks in Hollywood, and with him being right in the kind of in the sweet spot pose. He's not old really; he's like 30, early 30s. You know what I'm saying? So he's still young enough for the young people to gravitate to him, but old enough that we've seen him in enough things that we know, we recognize him as a grown man. So he's kind of in the Denzel, not saying he's Denzel, but saying at the time when Denzel hit his stride, Michael B. Jordan's about at that point in his career now. And Sinners kind of showed that despite what some of the things that were, the things that were taken, that were used against him early on, he showed that, hey, if they can give me all the dialogue they want, I can act, and I'm going to do it. Because I honestly think he probably had more lines in The Wire than he had in all the Creed movies put together. But so I think Michael B. Jordan is high on that list. I think you would also have to include somebody like Shameik Moore, who has shown the width of his range. He was Miles Morales in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. He was Raekwon the Chef in Wu-Tang American Saga. He played the main character in the movie Dope, which was the first thing I saw him in. He's shown a wide range of capability. I saw him in, what was the name of it? The Get Down. Man, he's so expansive in what he can do. I think you have to have somebody, because he's even a little younger, I think, than than Michael. So, you know, and he's got a connection to hip hop that Michael B. Jordan doesn't necessarily have. So I think you have to have him. And just to top off my top three real quick, if I had to pick a third one, it would probably be, you know what, Asante Black. He was in When They See Us, and This Is Us. I think he's really talented, and I think that he's even a little, I think maybe even a little younger than them. So that gives him some, you know, he's got a little extra leeway there. But I mean, he's considerably younger than them. Actually, he's like 24 years old, but he's shown a lot of capability in regards to him being able to play different types of characters. He's been in a few things. He was in Story Ave back in 2023, I think. Was that 2023? Yeah. It was another joint. What's the name of that shit? Social Distance, I think the name of it was. But yeah. He's pretty good, man. It's pretty good. He did get a he got nominated for an Emmy Award for When They See Us. So yeah. So I mean they already know he out there. So it ain't like he's a stranger to him.
So the way I approached it, just because you need a lot of different aspects when you're talking about building industry. So like I started looking at kind of who I call like classic actors. And then started going down to who some of the more current actors were, and then some of the up and comers. So just like rattling off the names, Denzel, Lawrence Fishburne, Morgan Freeman. I'm always going to put Delroy Lindo's name in there. Always. It pisses me off that people don't. I'm tired of how much he gets forgotten. And then Sam Jackson, of course.
I forgot somebody.
Go ahead.
And I'll say him real fast. Forrest Whitaker. Go ahead.
Absolutely. So he's actually on one of my. So I added a few names as well. He's on my regularly forgotten list. Just because, yeah, like a lot of people, like when you talk about classic films, like this guy is an Oscar-winning actor, has been in some of the best movies ever known, and like people forget him. Some of my other regularly forgotten are Mos Def, Don Cheadle, Digimon Hansu, and Ernie Hudson. Like a lot of people feel like Ernie Hudson's time has passed, and it's like, nah, like he's still out there making it. And even if he's in a movie that isn't getting like a huge box office, he's still acting his ass off. So that's somebody that comes to the game every time looking to win, and it just kills it. For some of the current ones, my list was a little shorter just because, again, just rattling it off. To your point, Michael B. Jordan and then Lakeith Stanfield.
Yes.
Literally nobody or no movie has he ever been in that he hasn't brought his A game. Like I can't think, even if you say that it wasn't a good film, you can't say that he did bad acting.
That part.
It just doesn't happen. And then some of my regularly forgotten for a more current generation are, and the first one is Common, and he might be more classic, but he broke out a little bit later in his career into acting.
Yeah, absolutely.
But everything he's in, he acts his ass off, and so does Andre Three Stacks. Like when he does act, he acts his ass off.
I'd love to see him do more. Yeah.
And then Kadeem Hardison and Isaiah Washington, both of them. I you know, a lot of people say that Isaiah Washington is difficult to work with and he has a bit of an ego. Maybe it's true, maybe it's just them trying to shit on a black dude. I don't know. But I've never seen him in something where he didn't act his ass off. And then for the newer generation, Miles Caton, He's the dude that played Sammy in Sinners, the guitar player.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
He is going to have an amazing career ahead of him. Caleb McLaughlin, he's the kid that was in Stranger Things.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of pulp culture that goes around a lot of actors in Stranger Things. And it almost seems like that's what drives them is just the pop culture around them. You don't really see him having too many stories written about him, but he still holds his weight with all of these fucking actors, and like ain't nobody talking about him. So it's like, yo, you're out here killing it, but ain't nobody saying shit. Ashton Sanders, who played RZA in Wu-Tang Saga, he smokes it in a lot of things. Now, don't take Wu-Tang Saga as, that's why I said a lot of things and not everything. If you go watch Ashton Sanders in other things,
oh yeah,
he's a dope actor. Wu-Tang Saga just didn't do that justice. And yeah, like there were a lot of things that happened with that.
Yeah, that was different.
Yeah. But the kid that was from the video that we played, his name is Jacob Lattimore. He's been in The Shy. He was in a Will Smith film called Collateral Beauty, which like the part that he plays, like the film itself has an interesting concept. But he plays an actor who's hired to play the notion of time.
Oh wow.
And he smokes it. So yeah, it's that kind of thing. And I realized that I just named actors. There are a lot of actresses. I'm going to be doing another list. I just didn't want to intermingle because when you talk about female representation, we're also going to talk about directors at some point. But when you want to talk about female representation, yes, they should be talked about hand in hand with actors as well. Like, we're not saying that one is less or more, but I do feel like they should have their own pedestal. So there are a number of Black actresses that we are going to be calling out the next time we talk about this, but I wanted to make sure that they kind of had their own pillar and we didn't just kind of lump everything into one, because I do genuinely think that it's a necessary discussion. But by going through all three of these generations, the classic actors, the kind of current actors, to your point, that are, kind of in their stride right now, and then some of the ones that are just getting started, like those three generations are going to be able to impact Hollywood and potentially create their own Hollywood. So that's how I'm going to continue to look at it, is through those three generations. But, as I was saying earlier, I think that it does take an independent platform to be able to support that. Because if you look at Hollywood right now and you take independent film off the table and remove all independent films from history, Hollywood looks very different.
True that.
A lot of independent films shaped what Hollywood became. So that's where I really want to start getting into our independent film bag and our independent actors and directors, and really start to explore how they would impact Black Hollywood as well.
Yeah, because it's a lot of like a lot of people make jokes about Tubi movies and shit, and I get it. Haha, it's cute. But there's also a lot of really talented people making some really good independent movies and putting them on Tubi. So I think it's only fair that those people be included in that conversation. There is a name that I want to bring up real quick, as probably we would probably count him amongst the classic era. And he reminds me, at this juncture, I would say he puts me. And mind you, I'm only using this name because it's the one most people will be familiar with when I say it. But it reminds me of after Denzel did, around the time when Denzel did American Gangster, and then on, and you're looking at the older Denzel. He's played all of the, what I'm saying, a little older, but still. You know what I'm saying? I'm still going to be the equalizer, and I'm still going to do it because I'm still young enough to do that until I'm not. And there's one guy who I feel like is probably one of the more underappreciated actors. He's always, to me, he always has a way of, even if he has very few lines in the scene, his presence, you're not going to forget that he was in the scene. You know what I'm saying? And that's Russell Hornsby. And I want to share a picture in case y'all don't know who Russell Hornsby is. Russell Hornsby was in Grimm. He was in The Hate You Give. He's most recently was in BMF. I think Russell Hornsby is an incredible actor. I can't think of any role I've seen him in that he didn't hold his own with whoever he was on the screen with. So salute to him, man. Yeah, it's gonna take the thing that I hope doesn't happen, and it's gonna sound really fucked up when I say this, but it's true. What I would hope from people like Oprah Winfrey and Tyler Perry and people like that would be for them to put together something, write a check and say, we know to stay out of the way. We've already worked towards your detriment for long enough. Take this to help you get started. Hands off. Do your thing. I would respect that as much as you possibly can respect it. But yeah. That it's gonna require people maybe saying, hey, you know what? Maybe there's nothing wrong with Tubi. Maybe we find a way to put our resources together and we buy Tubi and make it our thing. You know what I'm saying? I've thought about that many times. Like, damn, why we don't just do that? All these black creators creating all this content and putting it on Tubi. I'm not sure what I'm an actor, so I don't know anything about how all that other part works. So but yeah, I think it has to start there. We got to create the platform because you can't go back to DVDs and try to start there. No. Nah, you got to keep up with what's happening now. So it's going to require us creating our own streaming platforms, our own all of those things. You know what I'm saying?
Distribution, promotion,
everything. But all these people that work in all of these departments for all these other companies, owned by all these other people, take that expertise and come bring it over here.
Exactly.
Y'all really the ones making it go anyway. All they doing is making calls and negotiating shit. That's going to end up affecting how much money you make and multiplying how much money they make. So, yeah. I'm glad you said Ashley Sanders. I wasn't gonna hate on him. But yeah, that
don't get me wrong.
Thing,
I know. Trust me, like I know the downfall of Wu-Tang. But just him as an actor, like I've seen him in so many other things, and he really does steal the show when he's there.
Yeah, he was good in Judas and the Black Messiah. Even though his part was very short. I fuck with him as an actor. Just that RZA thing, man. Oof, Jesus, Jesus Cristo. Oh my goodness.
There's plenty of actors that I purposely did not call their names out, because I would count them in different facets. Some of them might be either more toward the independent films, but some of them are very mainstream, but they just they do things a little differently. And then like I put together a whole supporting actor list where you have a lot of black character actors where you might not even know their name, but you see them in everything.
Yes.
And their role is important. So yeah, there's a lot of things that I think need to be explored on.
Man, yeah. Just to shout out some of the sisters real quick. Marsai Martin, y'all probably know her from Blackish. She is 21 years old. She holds a record for being the youngest executive producer ever. Brilliant actress, brilliant, just a brilliant young lady all the way live. Storm Reed, who was in Euphoria and The Last of Us. What's his name from The Hate You Give? Amanda Stenberg. Damn, yeah, it's a lot of super fucking talented man. Lupita Nyong'o, we need you. We need you. We need you.
Just because, so I know you and I, because we've already started talking about the actress list, you can't talk about actresses without calling out a few names. Again, my brain is going off today.
I got you. Angela Bassett, numero uno.
And for me, if we're talking about actresses in general, there's a name that I always throw out. And when you're talking about black actresses, I think that it's a sin if you don't throw it out, and that's Regina King.
Ding, 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 ding. Absolutely. Where the fuck my lighter go? Yeah, Regina King is man, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Hold up. As soon as I get my lighter, I'm gonna be completely honest. Where the fuck did it go? Oh, there you go. Okay. That was way easier anyway. But yeah, so Regina King, I remember when I used to watch 227 when I was young and was like, man, Brenda's cool. I never was like, Brenda's a baddie. I was just like, Brenda's cool. When I seen her in Enemy of the State and Will Smith done fucked up and she found a little gift and she popped that shit up, I said, God damn, Brenda done grew up. Okay. Okay. That's what's up. All right.
Yeah, no.
But then when I found out she was doing Huey and Riley voices, man.
Yep. She is not only extremely attractive, but her dramatic acting is ridiculously on point. Her comedic timing is ridiculously on point. And she does a lot of things behind the scenes. She has directed, she has produced. You know, she does all of these things on a regular. Like if you're talking about Hollywood, Regina King was actually added to the Oscars board over the last few years at some point. Yeah.
That's what's up.
Like she is the epitome of Hollywood. Like she does everything and she does it masterfully.
Yo, I heard of something that made me laugh since we're talking about Regina King. And I wish I had marked it and downloaded the video so I could play it right now. It would have been perfect. But the guy said, you know, I just made a realization. I think Regina King and Ice Cube really related. And I was like, first I was like, wait, where are you going with this? Then he was like, think about it. Boys in the Hood. Ice Cube on the porch. Who out there kicking it with him, drinking a 40 like a nigga in the whole nine? Regina King. Then Friday, Craig, who his fucking sister?
Yep.
Regina King. And then he says, but the funniest shit of all was when he got to Poetic Justice. Because he was like, Regina King dating Joe Torre, telling him she getting ready to call the homies to come fuck him up. Who the fuck you think she was getting ready to call? Doughboy, mother. I was like, yo, this nigga's wild. Yo, that shit was crazy. I was like, man, I'd have never thought about this shit ever in my life if I hadn't just watched this fucking video. That shit would have never. I probably would have never thought that. I'm never that high. I mean, damn.
You smoked that real shit and started making connections.
You feel me? I don't want none of that. You must be going to the dispensary in Afghanistan and shit. No, thank you. I'm cool. Oh shit. Oh, next week, y'all, I will have a Smoke Now, Smoke Later for y'all. We'll be going back to the Happy Cannabis Company. We're gonna keep that thing going for a minute. They got so many strains. It's probably gonna be a bit before I get to the end of it. So it's all good though. It's all love shit. I do wanna tell, like, we got, like I said, a lot of new shit coming up this year. We're gonna have more new segments that we're gonna do, that we're gonna explore, as well as maybe some upgrades to some existing segments and shit. So it's gonna be fun to watch. I'm gonna enjoy doing the character assassin segment, where we get to really deep dive into some of these characters and some of these movies and shows. So if there's a particular character in a movie or a TV show that maybe you heard us talk about, or maybe you think we might have seen. Drop it in the comments, send it through the DM, whatever the case may be. Let us know who it is. We might add them to the list. And if it's somebody that's intriguing enough, if we ain't seen it, maybe we'll go check it out. You know what I mean? So we can have that conversation, and that way you can, you know what I'm saying? You can join the convo. Absolutely. Matter of fact, I tell you what, I'll do this. Whoever submit names to the DM in the comments, I'll give you 30 days. In the next 30 days, whichever one we pick to go, we're gonna pick one to go with first. We're gonna probably do more, but we'll pick one to go with first. Whichever one we pick to go with first, when we discuss that character, you can join the conversation for real. How about we do that? Works for me. Absolutely. Salute to the homie P7, man. Safe travels to you out there, brother. Man. man. Oh shit. 30 seconds to a minute. Anything we talked about tonight, Monster? You got anything before we get out of here?
Yeah, go check out all the singles that we put out, and it seems like a lot of them are leading into full projects. So make sure you cop the singles, but keep your eyes out because the music's coming. And yeah, if you got any thoughts around our Black Hollywood conversation, I want to hear what everybody else has to say too. So drop them in the comments. Like I said, I'm gonna get the analytics going, and I'm gonna get stuff posting. So all of the social medias will be back up. And like I said, my brain ain't working right, so I'm just gonna say I'm gonna go do some fucking.
No doubt. Oh man, I feel you on that. My brain is also doing somersaults right now. I'm not that high. So check out all the singles. Yeah, absolutely, positively. Drop us your thoughts about the Black Hollywood conversation. Who do you want to see in the mix? Maybe even on the directorial side or producer side. Also, make sure you check out All Purpose Podcast live every Monday, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. And also we'll be dropping recorded episodes every other week. Yeah, sidebars, a lot of dope sidebar shit out right now. Episode 40 with Lazarus of Tucson, episode 41 with FAMU. Got a couple of really, really, really dope interviews coming up. Yeah, I don't want to let the cat out the bag yet, but we got some fly shit. We got some fly shit cooking over here, man. So yeah. Salute to everybody, man. One love to the whole sound chamber. Everybody that rock with us. Don't forget, w.gg. Place that order today. Use code Pantha Politix, all one word. Save 10% off your order. I guess that's it, man. I guess that's it. Fuck it. Salute.
I'm flyer than everybody. You're on cloud 9, higher than everybody.